Hey, what's up guys? Today we got Boruto episode 91 review. This episode was it's pretty decent. It had like nice action, nice emotion and such, but it did have its flaws. Like I was pointing out last week. I don't mean to, try to criticize it so badly, but I do like to critique stuff. Though I do enjoy Boruto, like I said, I still critique it because it does have its flaws. So I don't want to act like it's just this oh so perfect show, because it's definitely not. So like I said, I just want to talk about all that stuff. So I just probably want to get out all the flaws while I'm thinking about it right now. So let's start off with those. Everyone is saying something about, Sarada having two Tomoe Sharingan, which I looked into it and I think it's an animation flaw in my opinion. Because I looked at it closer and I looked at that scene when she flashed her Sharingan. It looked like she had a Sharingan inside her right eye when she opened it. Kind of similar to how we saw, when Sasuke was fighting Haku and when he awakened his two Tomoe Sharingan, it was just one inside his right eye, but not one inside his left eye. So what I'm thinking, it's probably like that. But at the same time, like I said, I looked at it more and I think it's more of an animation error. Because I looked more closely, like I said earlier, and her two Tomoe Sharingan in the right eye wasn't there at all. So I'm just probably going to pass it off as an error. Not unless she was supposed to unlock her two Tomoe Sharingan inside this episode and they forgot to add it inside the other scenes. Or it could be vice versa, she wasn't supposed to do that at all. But I don't know, that's kind of up in the air. Something else I want to point out, it's like a little minor flaw. It's when Naruto was with the kids. Naruto did not have his Hokage hat or anything with him when he was talking with them. And then when he went to go leave, he all of a sudden had his Kage hat on. I was like, where'd you get your hat from? Oh no, it's probably just a minor flaw. Maybe I didn't catch on to it that he was carrying it inside his hand, but that was just I just want to point that out. That was so that part's a little bit weird to me. Another point that I want to criticize is how the heck did Boruto and the gang, including Inoki and everyone, how did they survive that giant particle style coming down on them and they just fell into the sewer? Like, I was a little bit shocked on that part. I said, what'd you guys do to do that? I don't understand that. The particle style should have killed you if it's coming down on you like that. Maybe they didn't show us something that they done behind the scenes, but I don't know. That kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Maybe that's like I said, it's kind of like a flaw to me. Maybe it's not a flaw, but I don't know. It's like an inconsistency to me. Another thing I want to critique is Sarada was unnecessarily going Chanara way too much inside this episode. I don't know why they kept on making her do that. Like when she was pulling on Ku's arm, she didn't have to go Chanara. She could just went ugh or something like that. In my opinion, she kept on spamming it a little too much. Of course, every time she punches, that's necessary. Like she was trying to break out of that building, she couldn't punch it. So she went Chanara on it, but it didn't break. When she, I think she punched Ku or something like that. Of course that's necessary, but you don't have to go Chanara every single time. Every time you're like trying to pull his arm or something. I don't know, that's probably just me criticizing it too much, but I felt like she spammed it a little too much in my opinion. But yeah, that's enough of the flaws. Now let's just get into the episode. So inside this episode, I like how Mitsuki redeemed himself. He was talking about when Inoki talked to him all the back in the Leaf Village. He was basically saying something about you protect those that you care for and all that. So I actually really like that. Mitsuki finally found the will at the end of this arc because, he was having experiences with Sekai and Kikuyo and everyone else. And he's also remembering, like I said, about Inoki, what he told him about. He's remembering about Team 7 and Boruto. It's just all that good stuff. I'm really glad Mitsuki finally found his will after all these episodes, because this arc has been dragging a bit, but it's finally came up to an end, so I'm actually really happy about that. So yeah. Okay. Also, another thing I want to talk about is Inoki actually dead? Like, is the dude actually, did he actually die when he did that final particle style? Because it looked like he exerted all of his chakra just to do that. Either he exerted all his chakra and he died from that, or he exerted most of his chakra and he just got severely exhausted. But the way he was speaking to, Sarada and Boruto and all that, it seemed like he was dying, but I'm pretty sure he's not dead. Because it looked like he just passed out, but he actually could be dead. Like I said, the way he was talking, it seemed like he was dying. But you know how old people talk, sometimes they be talking like as if they're dying, but they actually don't. So we might see him in the next episode, he might wake up inside the hospital or something like that. But we even saw Kurosuchi, she was like starting to cry because she said Gramps. And it looked like he actually died then. So that's kind of up in the air. We're gonna have to see in the next episode what the heck is going on with Inoki. And now we're gonna get into the fight with Ku versus Inoki, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. Alright, so now I'm gonna talk about when Ku's talking to Mitsuki and Inoki and them. It's basically telling that he was telling Inoki that I reflect you, you have hatred, so I have hatred. And I don't really see what Ku is talking about. Ku is, if anything, he's trying to redeem himself because he had all these regrets. I don't really see that he has hatred. I felt like Ku was lying to Inoki in that point, including he was also confronting Mitsuki about all that stuff. I felt like he was just trying to make him feel bad because that's actually not true. They're actually trying to redeem themselves, so I just felt like he was just trying to put him down on that part. But yeah, anyways, I think once Ku was doing that, he was trying to do particle style, and that's when Mitsuki came up from behind the rubble and he straight up tackled Ku and slammed him down through the building. Which I was not expecting him to go Sage mode, but I saw a little bit of spoilers on Twitter. I saw that snakes wrapped around Ku. I said, man, Mitsuki's about to go Sage mode to his next episode. And I was right about that, because he actually did go Sage mode. And with the Sage mode, I felt like the design was definitely different, because you look inside the Mitsuki Gaiden, and then you look inside this episode. They're like two different Sage modes, because he had like a horn inside that Gaiden. Well, I guess you could call it a Gaiden. I guess you call it a Mitsuki one-shot? I don't know what to call it. But anyways, it looked like an incomplete Sage mode, in my opinion, because he did not have the horn or nothing. He just had, his green, or I don't know what you call it, green or turquoise? I don't really know what type of color to call that, but he had his Sage mode cloak on, his snake Sage mode, but he did not have a horn or nothing. But anyways, once Ku was doing all that, he was fighting Mitsuki. Mitsuki wrapped around the snakes around Ku, and then that's when he sliced it with the golem. I was thinking, how did Mitsuki get that hurt easily? He just cutting off the snakes from his arm, he instantly got out of Sage mode. That just felt a little bit fodder to me, but I don't know, that's probably just me, in my opinion, but that's how I felt about it. Also, when Mitsuki was inside that Sage mode, he said something about, I don't know if my body can handle this and all that, so maybe Mitsuki's body weakened down, so he did not go like 100% Sage mode or something like that, because he did not have his horn or nothing. It looked like an incomplete Sage mode that he had, so that's probably the case, because this snake Sage mode probably hurts his body, if any, more than anything, because his body cannot really quite handle it. So that's probably why he did not do that. But anyways, I want to get back to the fight. So inside this fight with Ku versus Boruto, Mitsuki, Sarada, and Inoki, that's when we get to really see Team 7 reunite again. We get to see them fight, and I actually kind of love the way it's done, Even though the art style was kind of weird looking, like I said, I still did love the, like I said, the way they fought. You see Sarada, she's going like Chandra. You see Mitsuki using a snake jutsu. But later on we get to see Sarada and Mitsuki. I think Sarada did her fire style and then Mitsuki did snake lightning when he tried to do a particle style and it nullified it. And I think that's when she punched him or something. I low-key forgot. But anyways, I love the way they were fighting. We see Sarada coming in clutch and then we see Mitsuki also. And we get to see Boruto. He does his famous move with Boruto Stream and he does a Rasengan, which I actually really enjoyed that part. It was actually a really nice part. Including when, like I said, we get to see Sarada and when she does that, I guess I'll call it fake to Tomoe Sharingan part because it's not confirmed right now. She punches a rock when it tries to hit Boruto, including she was like dodging rocks and such. I actually really love that part. I said, damn, Sarada is really coming in clutch inside this episode. And like I said, and then that's when they caught on to Ku and all that, and Boruto does his Rasengan. Of course, he blows everyone back because Ku is actually just really freaking tough. That's when he tries to do that particle style, and that's when Inoki does his particle style and it nullifies it. And Inoki is exerting himself to his very max and all that. Like I said, and that's when he exerted himself to his very max, and I think that's when he nullified his particle style with that, which was a really nice looking scene. I like the way it looked. It had like black lightning coming off and all that. It's actually really good. And then we get to see Inoki go in this flashback. He's talking about I think he's talking with the first Tsuchikage or second Tsuchikage, I forgot. He's like, when he's talking about when he's younger about the stone and all that. He was trying to polish the stone. He's like, isn't this like an any old rock? And that's when, of course, he deflected into that. And the Tsuchikage told him that, yes, it is an ordinary rock. Because, no one would notice because he put a new one up there. He says, it's not about the rock, it's about what's inside, basically. So he's telling Inoki that, which is actually a really good analogy. It's not what is about the outside, it's what's about in the inside. So you always keep that inside mind. I actually did like that. That he was teaching Inoki that back in his day. After all that, that's when, Inoki's talking to Boruto, Sarada, and everyone else. And it looked like he died, in quotes, because I don't know if he actually died or not. He probably did not die, but, it's a possibility. But we finally get to see, Naruto and the kids all reunite back with Team 7 and all that. So it was actually a really nice ending. So yeah, I actually did like that. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to talk about today. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm pretty sure it's already super long because I keep on rambling. But yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to support your boy. Subscribe if you are new. But anyways, it's Benny Boy Deal Balboa. I'm out.